Barak Yahushua, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim, Machadash. The belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, Hudakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Priest Shema, this week's topic is going to be entitled Seek Ye First the Kingdom of Heaven. Okay? And the title is pretty self-explanatory. You know, our minds, our hearts should be set first and foremost on the kingdom, on the truth. You know, yes, we have obligations in the world that we must take care of, and sometimes the world will throw obligations on us, you know what I mean, and different responsibilities and burdens and things like that. But we can't let that or our own desires, because, you know, you might have a particular desire in the world, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're off or anything like that. Certain things you want to accomplish while you're in the world, so-called. The fuck up is we cannot put any of these things before our primary purpose of being here, which is the kingdom of heaven. You know, doing the work, making sure that we're out there on the camp, highways and byways, and not letting those things in the world hinder us, or putting those things before our main sole priority, which is salvation. Sticking to these scriptures. Matthew chapter 6 and 33 reads, this is Yahushua speaking, says, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High. Exactly. The kingdom dwells within us, and the kingdom starts with the truth. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding of this Bible. And his righteousness. And all these things shall be added unto you. So, in the grand scheme of things, well, even our worldly desires, our fleshly, whatever things we're trying to accomplish, you know, the kingdom trumps all that. I mean, the reward we get, and the reward for the kingdom is guaranteed. You know, there's no guarantee the shit that people seek after in this world, alright, will benefit them. You know, when we have seen situations where the cares of this world, whether it be family, whether it be a fucking job, whether it might be one of those life burdens choke an individual out the truth, they let those situations overshadow their main priority, which is the truth, and it became a second priority, then it became a third, and eventually they didn't prioritize the truth. And as the book of Hosea 5 and 15 tells us that in their affliction they shall seek me early. When all hell breaks loose, the ones that invested in this truth first and foremost and stayed in it during the ups and downs of it will cash out. Okay? Eventually. Just have to maintain. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Yahushua, how are we risen with Yahushua? We woke up to who we were. We woke up to the truth. We woke up to who the devil is. We woke up to the fact that we're the real people of the Lord. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this Bible. Okay? Because the scriptures in the book of Proverbs, I believe 24 and 16 says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And most of our people are dead from the neck up. They don't have no understanding. They don't have no wisdom and knowledge. They don't even know their nationality. Still call themselves Negroes, blacks, Puerto Ricans, and all that. West Indian, you name it. So the Most High has quickened us, Ephesians 2, though we once dead in sin, and we're risen again, born again with the Lord Yahushua, to knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It says, seek those things which are above. Seek those things which are above, man. The kingdom. Alright? The heavenly riches. And that's the reward for teaching. That's the reward we're going to get for sacrificing our lives. And when I say sacrificing our lives, I mean devoting our time and energy first and foremost, alright, into teaching the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of these scriptures and learning it as well. You see, doing the work of the Lord, spreading the gospel, the good news to the nation of Israel. And we got to spread the bad news that's coming to these nations. that abuse the Lord's people. You see? Reading on, actually, let me read it again from the top. It says, Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Yahushua Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Here's a point, verse 2. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. And that might seem foolish to a lot of people. You know, while we are out there every Saturday, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, you can pick up another job, you could go back to school, and you name it. They'll tell you all these things. But look at all the kingdoms that fell prior to America. Who were the ones that were written in the book of the life? Who were the one that attained a holy, good name throughout the generations? It was the men that sought first the kingdom of heaven. You know? So when we were in the Roman Empire and you forsook Paul, because he mentioned brothers that forsook him, not brothers, and niggas that forsook him, went back in the world and all that shit is gone today. Turned to dust. But the Apostle Paul received a good name, an everlasting name in the scriptures and the kingdom, and will be of the elect. So that's really a super long-term mindset to have. That look, I will have an everlasting mindset. I want to seek after what's everlasting. Okay. So that's what our first and prior. That's what our affection should be on, man. Okay. So if you're working 6 days a week and you have these long hours and whatnot, you might have to just drop that, bro. Okay, you might have to, if it's interfering with the truth. If you're able to do both, then shit, salute to you, you know? When I say do both, make sure your lessons are getting done, and you out there in the highways and byways, and you know you're getting shit done. That's what's up, if you're able to do both. But if your job is choking you out the truth, you gotta get another job. Maybe a job that pays more, that gives you less hours, or something. You know, you gotta figure out if family issues is keeping you away from camp every Saturday, or whatever day your camp goes out, and then you gotta start looking into maybe going out a middle week camp or working something out. In other words, you should be working things out to make sure that the truth get prioritized, not the other way around. All right. Not having your worldly priorities and then try to work around those first, and then how can I fit the truth in? No, it should be I'm fitting the truth in first, and then how can I fit the mother shit that I need to get done? You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. That's seeking the kingdom first. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, and I'm going to start at 33. Teach me, O Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the way of thy statutes. I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Yeah, to the best of our abilities, we try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. One of these things we do, commanded to teach. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy laws. Yea, I will observe them with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of thy commandments, for therein do I delight. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Again, this is all about directing your mind, your heart, your affection, everything towards the kingdom of heaven and the Most High's righteousness. 37. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way. Right. And again, this is quicken me to make alive. All right. Put my spirit in this in thy ways, Lord. All right. That should be the first thing I'm going after. Scriptures also talk about making your eyes single. You know, and there's a balance to things. That's how come I'm saying there's a complete balance, because you do have shit you gotta take care of in the world. As you know, I mean, the less responsibilities you have, the more time and effort you could give into the truth. But life's, you know what I'm saying? You know, life be life, and so shit will come up. Shit, you know, things will pop up that you just have to handle. But again, those cares shouldn't stop you from giving maximum effort, your time, and affection for this truth. In fact, here's a scripture that says, 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 14, one of my favorite scriptures. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. The worldly thoughts, man. Hey, man, them shits could really weigh your mind down, bro. You know, brothers go through different things. Could really, health, finances, family, job. There's just a lot of shit that could come up that could really bog your mind down, bro. But you just have to circle back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and pray and fast if you have to. All right, to say, you know, I know a lot of shit is on my mind, Lord, but just, you know, make sure that those things don't overweigh my mind to the point where I'm concerning about those things more than this truth. Okay? Even when you're accomplishing things in the world, you might get a promotion. You might be doing really well at your job. Things could be going up in one things that you're venturing. Okay? You can't let that also take you away from the truth. You start getting more into the thing that is doing good for you than the truth, so-called good for you. Can't do that. It's got to be the truth first. And when you always prioritize the truth, no matter what happens, the Most High will always work things out, because the Lord could give and take, man. The main thing you don't want to lose is the truth. You don't want the Lord to go from you, all right? So seek Him first. Seek the kingdom first. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, right? Put off that weak nature. You know, sometimes all that hell, all that shit, all that burden, all that worldly stuff can kind of make you bitch up. Nope, you gotta just, and see, this is why you gotta seek the kingdom first, because when those demons make you bitch up, all you gotta do is just jump to Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Remember, oh, holy shit, wait a minute. I was told these things will happen. I was told, wait a minute, when I come to serve the Most High, I'm gonna get all types of different adversity, mentally, physically, spiritually, all types of stuff is going to get thrown at me. But it's only making me better, you know, and the Lord really chastens those who He loves. So those scriptures those scriptures build you back up. Shake off that frail spirit and get back into that rough, hardcore spirit, you know. 15, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Right. So temporary bullshit we go through is temporary bullshit, because as the scriptures is telling us, shit's gonna only intensify. Okay? 16 says, for yet greater evils than thou which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So, hey man, no matter what we're going through now, we still got to remember Jacob's trouble is coming. So we got to be really seeking the Lord even 20 times, 10 times more, 50 times more, just seeking the Most High. All right, getting our minds ready for what the hell is to come. You know, being faithful warriors. So, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rechakodash. God belongs to the apostles. God belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the whole for the elect out there, you Hakim, to Sadakim, that do the singing at most truth and sincerity. Shalom.